This is big breaking news. Mass looting is happening in the United States of America. And this is happening to victims of an already devastating event. All right. They've already had their homes destroyed and they've been devastated. And now mass looting is happening as well. And the police are even coming out and warning that this looting has been going on and it's not stopping and it's getting worse. And people need to be able to protect themselves and not be a victim. So this is very important. This is indicative of what would happen in the United States in a massive disaster scenario nationwide. All right. We could see looting, we could see chaos nationwide. This is just an isolated incident, but very devastating for the people here. And they've already been devastated, and now they're being hit again by their fellow man, by their neighbors. All right. So let's get into the details here. You can see mass looting is going on in Tipton County, Tennessee. This is right outside Memphis, Tennessee, right along the Mississippi River. And actually, the town of Covington has been hit with these tornadoes. That's been the central spot for the tornadoes. And you can see these homes have been devastated. Roofs have been ripped off, and some of them have completely even collapsed. And now they're facing threats of looting from their fellow man as well. And the Tipton County Sheriff is warning looters are taking advantage of tornado victims. So these tornadoes happened last week, right? These were on the tail of these devastating tornadoes that we had in Mississippi at Rolling Fork. Remember, Biden went there and a national emergency was declared. And I covered this last week as well, how there was a ton of tornado outbreaks in this region. All right, I have this region highlighted, and one of these areas right there in Tennessee, one of the areas is Tipton County, all right there along the Mississippi River above Memphis, and they had massive tornadoes hit, and they are now dealing with looting as well. This is probably happening in quite a few little towns that had these tornadoes hit, but it's probably just not getting as much news. But the sheriffs are coming out and warning and saying that they are cracking down because they already arrested a couple people just last week. You can see here, April 4th, they've been dealing with this for over a week now, and they arrested people right after the tornadoes happened, and they're still dealing with it. All right, they're still dealing with it. And this just came out last night that suspects are scoping things out during the day, all right? They're patrolling the area during the day, and they're looting houses at night. So imagine being in your home that's already destroyed from a tornado, and then somebody is trying to also loot your house. There's been reports of ATVs being looted, appliances being looted, personal items being looted. Everything is up for grabs, even scrap metal. They're trying to just take some of the scrap metal to go junk it, some of these looters, all right? They are looking for anything, and they're taking advantage of these people, and the sheriff is even warning that you should not be a victim to these crimes, all right? And some of these homes are completely collapsed, and people have nowhere to go. A lot of these people, they don't have a second home. They can't afford a hotel. They have to go to work. They have to stay in this area. There's nothing they can do. A lot of them are just in these homes still that are barely even standing, some of them, okay? So what are people supposed to do? And now they're being targeted by looters as well. This is why your right to defend yourself is so important. Your life is valuable. Your family's life is valuable, no matter who you are, all right? Everyone's life is valuable, and everyone deserves to defend themselves in situations like this. And you should be able to protect yourself, right? If a group of looters rolls up on your house trying to steal your things, you should be able to defend yourself and protect yourself and defend your family, no matter who you are, all right? That is a God-given right that everyone should have. Human right everyone should have. A birthright everyone should have to defend your life in self-defense, all right? Not actively looking for a problem, but if you are in your own home And especially in a emergency situation like this, and then people are still coming at you, you should be able to defend yourself. And the sheriff's even warning. He's saying the sheriff is warning the community to protect your belongings on your property so you do not become a victim of theft, right? Or potentially even something worse. You should be able to defend yourself and defend your property. And storm victims are even coming out and saying, quote, "What hurts so bad is that you have people coming out here not even helping, just here to help themselves." And he said, "They're going through other neighbors' stuffs that live right across the street from me." So he's even out there. He's even at his home still, and they're just rummaging through his neighbor's yard because he's patrolling his yard, making sure nobody steals his things. But even his neighbor's yard, they're just openly stealing it, and he sees it, and there's nothing they can really do. And things like this can happen anywhere. You may think your community is very safe, this would never happen, but people can come from out of town, right? People can take advantage of the situation. They do not even have to be a part of your community to loot your community. And this can happen worldwide, all right? This is a article out of New Zealand. They had a tornado right outside of Auckland, New Zealand. And they were even saying they had looters targeting homes there as well in New Zealand. This can happen anywhere, anytime. In Auckland, one of the biggest, if not the biggest city in New Zealand. And it was targeted to homes there that got hit by a tornado were being looted as well. This can happen anywhere. Remember when I was reporting on Buffalo, New York? There was mass looting there a few months ago when there was a massive blizzard and the power went out for millions of people in this region. And even Aldi's were looted. Aldi was looted. Dollar General was looted. Family Dollar was looted. Aaron's Furniture Rental was looted. All these companies were looted. TVs, couches, all these things were gone. Cash, pawn stores, all these things looted in Buffalo, New York just a few months ago as well. And that was after a major disaster too, right? After a major blizzard. And even Aldi, food was looted. People were desperate for food. This is why having months of food supply is critical, all right? And you don't even have to buy something fancy. You can do that so it's all just ready to go for you. But just having a 20-pound bag of rice, that's 2 weeks of calories for a grown adult. 20-pound bag of rice, and it's like $10, all right? Just having things like this so you can be like, all right, well, at least I can eat rice. You know, there's snow on the ground. I could literally scoop some snow up. I could boil it and make rice. At least I can eat rice for 2 weeks, and I don't have to go loot an Aldi because I don't have any food for my family. But that is the situation that a lot of people are in and are going to be in when there is an emergency. And a lot of people take advantage of these situations as well. And these events happen in the United States all the time. And what happens when the big one happens? What happens when there's a big event? Look at Whole Foods here. Even Whole Foods was shut down recently. Their flagship store in San Francisco that they just opened last year, they've already shut it down because crime and theft is so bad at the store already. We are deteriorating as a society, and it's very symbolic too when it's a grocery store or a food store, because why are these food stores, why are people stealing food? What is happening in our society where people have to steal food, right? Food is not even affordable. It's not even like they're stealing luxury items that nobody needs, just excess. Food is being stolen. That is the base of our society. That is how we keep all of these people alive, is having affordable food and high production food. And now we've reached a point where people can't even afford it. They have to steal food, and they get shut down. Grocery stores get shut down because of theft and crime. And I know this is a Whole Foods. Their food is very expensive. And San Francisco, it's probably double what a normal Whole Foods is, all right? So it's probably even more expensive. But at the same time, how are we not able to afford food? And it's becoming like this more and more. You've probably done this in your grocery shopping, maybe without even noticing it. You've probably just cut out certain items, or maybe you don't buy the expensive bread anymore or the organic strawberries anymore, whatever. I've noticed things like this because it's too much. It's too much. It's expensive. And you just have to go. Even the cheap things now are the cost of the expensive things just a few years ago. This crime is going to increase. The banking system is under massive stress right now. Our supply chain is under massive stress right now. And something is going to give. And when that happens, we could see looting. We could see rioting. We could see events like this nationwide, though. And this is why you do not want to be in the cities. And this is part of the collapse scenario as well, shutting down the grocery stores, getting rid of our food factories, our food plants. Check out this news. We had another massive explosion at a dairy factory in Texas. This is right outside of Amarillo, Texas, and it's in Dimmitt. And you can see here massive explosion you could see it for miles. And people were saying how suspicious this dairy explosion was, because even people were saying in the comments, hey, I'm a dairy farmer. I've been a dairy farmer for decades, grew up on a dairy farm, etc. And I cannot wrap my head around how a dairy farm could explode to this significance, all right, and cause this massive explosion. They couldn't figure it out. Maybe it's possible, but it seems like one of these things. It seems like another coincidence in a long line of coincidence. And this is part of it. Shut down the grocery stores, shut down the food supply, poison the food supply. And this is also going to create societal chaos. What happens when there's actual legitimate food shortages on the shelves, empty shelves, and there's legitimately not enough calories? Not even like, oh, they don't have these chips that I like or the cereal's out. There's legitimately not enough calories on the shelves for people to survive in the United States, for 350 million people to survive. What happens when that's the scenario and the government has to start rationing food, has to take control of the food? What happens when that's the scenario? You could definitely bet that there will be mass looting and mass rioting, and homes will be targeted to get the food out, right? At that point, it won't just be, hey, I want to steal your washer and dryer. Hey, I want to steal your ATV. Hey, I want to steal your radio or your computer or any electronics laying around, or your scrap metal, or literally the copper wiring out of your house. I've seen reports of this too. Insane the levels that people will go. But what comes after that is people targeting food. That's when you know it's bad. Because in this Tennessee, in this Tipton County, most likely they left the food. All right, these homes that they were looting, they left the food. They just wanted valuables that they could scrap or they could sell, they could pawn, whatever. But in a real collapse scenario, there are going to be looters targeting your home for food. They are going to want to see if there's any food inside of your house. And even things like little things, just like, oh, why don't they ever go to the food line? Why don't they ever get rations? Or it seems like why aren't they losing weight? Everyone else is losing weight. These little tiny things could tip you off to other people and be like, wait a minute, maybe they have food, and you could become a target. So I really think best case scenario is somewhere very rural, small, rural farming community, ranching community. All right. You know, a few people, everyone's very independent. Everyone can grow their own food, provide for themselves. But if something came to it, you could all come together. All right. This guy knows how to grow vegetables. This guy has cattle. This guy knows how to hunt. This guy knows where all the water is. This guy can drill wells. You know what I mean? All these people are going to be very valuable. And this is the type of community that you want to be in, because if stuff goes down, nobody's going to be looting. Nobody's going to be looting each other. Everyone knows that everyone can defend themselves. That's not going to be an option. And you will be able to come together and defend yourselves from looters as well as a community, and defend your farmland, defend your cattle, defend the vegetables you're growing. All right. That is your best case scenario as things progress, is to be in an environment like that. And that is exactly what we are moving to next month. All right. We are going to be completely off grid. We're going to be completely rural in a cattle ranching community with very low population, but it's very excluded and it's very low crime as well. All right. So these are the areas you want to be. Things are a tinderbox, and you never know when these emergencies, these disasters could hit your area. What if this tornado hits your part of town, hits your state? All right. There was a lot of states that got hit the past couple weeks in that region, in that red zone that I had circled. A lot of states that got hit. And looting could have happened in any one of these communities. And what happens, just like this Aldi, all right? What happens when it's your town, your county, and all the grocery stores are looted? All the Aldis are looted. All the Piggly Wigglies are looted. All the Walmarts are looted. All the King Supers are looted. What happens when that's the scenario and there's no food, all right? This is why you need to be stocked up. This is why you need to be growing food. Right now is the perfect time. Most regions of the U.S., now is the perfect time to get some seeds started. It's officially springtime now, and I can feel it. It's warming up. Just had Easter. Thank you guys so much for everyone that reached out on my post and said all of these amazing things. Thank you guys so much. It was touching to just read all these comments, and I felt the love, guys. I saw a couple comments saying you can really feel the love today, and just feel it. Everyone commenting and just coming together and just being thankful for the day and feeling blessed. All right. That was incredible. And thank you guys so much for all of your kind words about my family and everything. Thank you guys. You guys have truly blessed us. And I really do hope that you have big blessings in your life too, and for your family too, because just you guys watching my channel, it has changed my life. It truly has. It really has. I don't have any other way to put it. And I am extremely blessed, and I am extremely grateful to you, every single one of you that watches. So thank you guys so much for that support. All right. I just wanted to mention that because it was just incredible. It's incredible. I haven't even read all the comments yet, but the ones I read a ton of them, are just absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for all that support on there. And I'm just truly blessed. All right. There's no other way to put it. No other way, guys. So thank you guys so much. And I hope you guys have a big old blessed day.